Welcome to Talking Business. I'm your host, Darcey Edwards with Queen Bee Leadership Training. Talking Business is just that. We are talking business with business leaders, leaders in the community, and those who change their communities with entrepreneurship. This podcast is presented by Xpose Hope as a thank you to the business community. Catch us on all the platforms. Find us, follow us, and review us. Hi, I'm Darcey Edwards, and this is Talking Business, and today we have with us Patrick Ward with Clarity Law, LLC. Welcome, Patrick. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm sorry, I'm stepping in on your toes there. So.
No, absolutely. So what Patrick does, and you can clarify it, Clarity Law, love that. You're a mediator. In the legal world.
Yes.
You generally work with divorced couples or couples that are thinking about that or contemplating that. So super high emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you kind of get into that realm? Because that's not like you wake up one day and go, yeah, I think I want to mediate divorces. Like that sounds really fun.
Yeah, I had a long-term career with the Oregon Department of Justice doing child welfare litigation, and I realized in that long-term career doing child welfare litigation that litigation does not work for families. And I decided that I needed to find something else to do that was going to be emotionally healthy for me, and I wanted to find a way to help families emotionally avoid the court system.
Right.
And so I really started looking at options and started talking with some folks who do divorce work, but outside of the courtroom process, and found mediation as really the opportunity that I think provides most families with the most emotionally healthy support that that they can receive. And that is why I decided I wanted to become a mediator to help families move through a really, as you said, emotionally traumatic process that can be emotionally traumatic in a way that's going to help them resolve their issues, hopefully, without addressing all the mess and the fighting that comes from the litigation adversarial process. And our courtroom process is designed to be adversarial.
Right.
So I'm looking for a way to have it not be adversarial and have people work together and really address their emotions in a safe space, and then find those problems that they need to solve in order to be able to move forward, probably still as a family if they have children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they're trying to co-parent, but do that in a way that's going to be healthy for them and then healthy for the kids.
Absolutely. So. Well, it sounds like so entrepreneurs probably have the same problems. When they're having an issue with something, they could have greatly benefited from having a mediator way before they got into the weeds, and now it's thousands of dollars that they've spent when they could have hired a legal professional to do that. I will say this, every single time I've ever hired a lawyer, I have won. So I love lawyers, by the way. I'm probably one of the few people that I'm like, I love lawyers, they're amazing. And they're like, what? But no, what you do is so crucial and needed in this world, especially after COVID. I'm guessing that your business somewhat maybe thrived, unfortunately. But I think entrepreneurs had that problem too.
Mm-hmm.
They were stuck at home. And
well, just to follow up on that, I actually started my business during COVID. I'm a solopreneur, so I run my own business, and I have to tell you that trying to mediate families and then try to figure out how to run a small business, that's a kind of a scary thing. You're trying to figure out how to get clients, how to work with clients, how to market yourself, and at the same time do that work that's important for the people that I'm out there to try to help.
Right.
So it's trying to figure out that balance is difficult. So I went out and talked to as many people as I could who are opening law firms, other mediators, other attorneys who were mediators who helped me find ways to reach out to the community so that I could help build my business. So it is incredibly important to go out and talk to other people and find ways to do it successfully and find those resources and find those supports. And actually, to circle it back to mediation for a second, one of the things that I love about mediation are finding other professionals who can help families.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finding them the realtors, finding them the financial professionals who are going to be able to help them untangle all of those issues that they need to untangle, find those emotional supports. So finding supports is important from a mediation perspective. It's important from a business perspective too, as you well know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's a pro tip right there. Surround yourself with people who've already done it and ask them, because they love to talk.
Yeah.
Most business owners are like, I'll share everything with you. They just are so excited that somebody asked them.
I think that's right. And I think people want people to be successful.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think everybody wants to be helpful. I think that, even if you're looking at somebody who is quote unquote going to be a competitor, I don't think people are like, oh, I can't help that person because I'm going to be competing with them. I think everybody wants to be a, rising tides raises all ships kind of person. So.
And they do rise.
Yes, they do. They do.
The other way kind of goes to the bottom, and they kind of go out of the world. One thing I wanted to touch on with you, since you said you're brand new, how did you decide and where did you go to kind of get the word out about your business? I know people have a tendency when they start something, they get they're in their house, they're in their business, they're in their office, and they're like, I don't really want to go outside my door. So learning where to go and how to get that word out. I know you belong to a couple different groups, like one that's for the divorce industry. And so what other things do you do that kind of get that word out?
Sure. I go out and I go talk to a lot of people about what I do, try to build relationships. I have a lot of coffee with people. That's great because I really love coffee.
Me too.
But I like people, and I try to be very curious about what makes their business run and what makes them successful and what types of things that they want to do in the future to make their business successful. And then I'm also talking with them about mediation and their mediation practice and how it's going for them and what works for them and what doesn't work for them. I am a member of the Oregon Association of Collaborative Professionals, just to get that, that out there.
Excellent.
And so I'm on their board, and I'm very excited about the work that they do. And along with the mediator, I'm also a collaborative attorney. Collaborative is another divorce process. It's akin to mediation. And really both clients are represented by attorneys, but everybody's working in the same direction and not against each other. And so I'm on that board, and they're all mediators too. So we all work together and share practice tips, share resources. There are financial professionals and divorce coaches, mental health professionals who are other mediators who are all part of that team. And so we're all working together to help support our clients move the process forward. So I'm out there talking with members of that group. I'm out there talking with other mediators. I'm out there talking with realtors, other financial professionals who are all supporting people who are going through a difficult process. And through those folks, I'm building my business. So I know that it's important to go out and talk with people, really, let them know what I do, what's important to me, why I do what I do. And I think that really resonates with clients and, colleagues. And so that's really where I see success coming in, is really sharing, who I am and why I do what I do and why it's important to me.
That's fabulous. And I will say this, I just know you because I've known you for a while. And I say this to people all the time. I'm like, Patrick Ward's one of the nicest men you'll ever meet.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
It's really true.
Very kind.
It's very true though. And I think as a mediator, you have to have that kindness spirit because it could go off the rails. So in your professional opinion, as business owners, when should we seek professional help?
Well, before it goes off the rails, as early as possible. I think that, I love that you say that you like attorneys.
Yeah.
I am an attorney. I think that people should look for assistance as early in the process as possible. I think that professional help is always going to add efficiency,
Right.
Because then you're not spinning your wheels trying to figure something out. You're not Googling at 2:30 in the morning,
Right.
wondering, how am I going to figure out how to pay spousal support? Go out and talk with somebody about the whole spousal support process, just to use that as an example.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that if you're starting to Google, how do I do X, I would suggest Googling who can help me do X.
Oh, that's
who can
awesome.
help me
Yeah.
do spousal support? Who can help me figure out how to pay child support? I think as early in the process as possible is going to be a lot more beneficial for everybody. It's going to lower your temperature of your stress level. It's going to lower your costs in the long run too.
Absolutely.
You're adding efficiency.
Well, that can go really expensive really fast. And I call it Kardashian money. Like, somebody's, trying to fight over a fence or whatever. And it's 8 inches, and that 8 inches, when you're done with legal fees and doing the work and all that's $2,000.
Yeah.
That's a very expensive fence.
Yeah.
That's Kardashian money. And you got nothing cool out of it. You don't have a new handbag or any of that.
Yeah.
So, getting in there early and getting that legal, those questions answered. And it doesn't really cost much to get that. Like, hey, I have this thing that came up. Is that even a thing? And talking to somebody that's professional can say, it's really not a thing. Or, it kind of is a thing and you should probably have this paperwork done. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things that comes up a lot, and people wait. And like you said, I love that 2:30 in the morning. If you have to Google it, you're too late.
Yeah.
Like you need to already call the professional.
Yeah.
What are some things that you have found? Because you brought up a great point. Because people are still working at home just for fun. I mean, they figured it out that like this actually is better for me. And you have a family. How do you schedule your time so that you give both of those things really yourself? And you're really there.
Yeah, that's always so tricky, isn't it?
Yes.
It's I do have a family who I just adore, and
Great.
I want to be with them. And part of it is my wife and I both work from home. So, we're able to meet in the kitchen every now and again, although, she has a professional work that she does. So not as often as I'd like to meet in the kitchen, but what's really important to me is ensuring that I build time for my daughter in the morning. I take her to school and I am not giving that up. Because that's my time with her. She doesn't look at it that way. She's 13 years old. She doesn't look at it as a great time with Dad, but I do. So I do try to connect with her that way. And then in the evening, and really trying to make sure that you build in that time,
Right.
both in the morning and in the evening for me, because that's so important. And then, making sure that we're doing things on the weekends. But, building a business it's a full-time job in and of itself, not only doing the work part of the work, but building the business. So
Right.
Oftentimes you're finding time to be with family and then going off and doing more work, and then finding time to be with family and then going off and doing more work. But
Yep.
what's important to me is the work that I do, and that's why I want to do it. I want to be successful because I want my clients to be successful.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
I do it for my family because I want them to be successful. It's just really important for me, for them to know that I'm present and there with them when I'm committed to be with them. So I actually do try to schedule that sort of thing in my day, in that morning time that's so important to me, in that evening time that's so important to me as well. And then working around that. So committing to, committing to time to be with them, because it's important.
It is. And
Yeah.
your 13-year-old daughter, you say, oh, it's not important to her. It is very important to her.
Sure, probably is.
And it really is. So I'll share. I have a 21-year-old daughter who likes to come in every morning and have coffee. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's like, wrap this up. So we've done a cycle where we have if my door is shut, that means I don't have time to have coffee and chit chat. If it's open, then she can come in and we can talk. and stuff. And it's just making that little thing of just like, that's for anybody though, right? Is just making those little rules that, you know what, I don't have time today, I'm sorry. But she loves it. She goes, I love to come in and have coffee. And
That's
so
so lovely.
your daughter's going to look back and go, my dad took me to school every day. And it was so special. So it's very important to guard those moments in your business. It's a dance of, right? Like I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like home, texting, talking, but I'm also like, I got to take this call.
Yep.
And my family knows that
Yep.
and they're good with that. But when they're at that age of 13, them knowing that they have you, that's what makes your business a success. So
Oh, yeah. That's a nice way of looking at it. I'm not sure I've ever looked at it that way, but I appreciate you sharing that.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming, Patrick. How can we find you?
Sure. I'm at www.claritylawllc.com, and you can reach me at patrick.ward@claritylawllc.com, and I'm on LinkedIn and also on Facebook.
I'm pretty sure if you Google it at 2-3 in the morning, you'll
Yep.
find him. Thank you again.
Gosh, thanks so much for having me. This was very fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Betty with Xpose Hope. Here's your Xpose Hope moment for today. Why are mentors important? Mentors are amazing people who walk alongside those who have an addiction or those coming out of the life, and they one-to-one work with a woman or man to better their future. Mentors are extremely important because it's someone you can turn to 24 hours a day and someone who's going to give you great life guidance. That is your Xpose Hope moment for today. See us at exposehope.com.
Thank you for listening to Talking Business, brought to you by Xpose Hope. We can be found on all of your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, iTunes, all of them. Also, be sure to like us, share us, and leave a comment. Who do you want to hear from? We want to know.